Moon is still in Aries, just like yesterday. But unlike yesterday when it was just in the beginning, and I always feel those moments because the moon engages with my Pluto, then with Saturn, and then in recent months we've had Neptune and other planets there in Aries. So I felt like I'm still not quite sure if I'm gonna post the video from yesterday. I feel like I was all over the place a whole 20 minutes. I myself do not want to listen to such long videos. So we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But today the moon is actually approaching the end of Aries. Currently, as I am speaking, it's in 25 degree of Aries, which usually is a kind of very productive time for me. Every time when the moon passes towards the end of the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, because of the way how my natal chart is, it connects with my ascendant, and I just feel productive. I feel comfortable in my skin, just ready to get, hit the ground and get things going. And so here I am. Perhaps I'll post both videos so you can actually see the difference in the mood. I feel it, so probably it's quite visible. And the second thing is I'm going to continue with my lesson, A Course in Miracles lesson from yesterday, because I had lesson number 34. I can see this instead of peace, and I have to admit that yesterday I totally forgot. I did remember a few moments here and there, especially when I was recording myself, but to be honest with you, I totally forgot the rest of the time. And I like that lesson, and I feel like with all the ugliness on the planet, there's plenty of stuff that irritates me and bothers me, and I don't like it. So there's a lot of ground there to pick and choose whatever element you want to meditate or focus on, and you say, I want to see peace instead of this. Start with the news and go down the list of all your favorite issues that bother you and disturb you or irritate you or make you mad. There's so much. Of course, also keep in mind that everything that happens around us is really a reflection of what's in. I know this sounds like a cliche, but I don't know how in any other way I can actually say it, because it's spiritual law and it remains so keep that in mind when things happen around yourself. Don't go too far to check what's going on the other side of the globe, especially if it's something outside your control. You cannot control it. No decision of yours can actually affect that area of the planet. And even more so with all the AI and media being able to control the narrative, you don't even know what the details are. In fact, I have noticed I have stopped getting all worked up, even around myself. If a family member or a coworker comes and tells me something, I used to be like, oh no. But nowadays I feel like I cannot know all the details around a situation, and it's safe to assume that nobody does it. When they tell you the story, everybody presents their own narrative. I'm presenting my own narrative right now. So back to my lesson. I guess I'm gonna stay with it for today. I can see peace instead of this. News, people on the freeway, driving, anything. We'll see if I can finish that lesson for the day. And finally, I wanted to remind you that we have a very powerful new moon in May 16th. New moon is when the moon gets in conjunction with the sun in the sky, so you're gonna see the two objects very close by. This is why we don't see the moon, because it's during the day with the sun. Why is it so powerful? Again, you'll hear a lot of videos out there, astrologers talking about it. And of course, the algorithms are always picking up the high emotion, the most spectacular predictions, that play on your emotions. And maybe it will be, I don't know, perhaps. But again, remember, everything outside is a reflection on the inside. And so will it be powerful for all of us? I don't know, but it will be powerful for me because at the end of Taurus, it is not exactly connecting with through a major aspect to my ascendant, but that's why I actually have sensitive spots, ascendant and Uranus, towards the end of the late degrees of Libra. And so Taurus and Libra are kind of in that quincunx geometrical pattern, so not really a major aspect, but nevertheless, a resonance is there. And once you recognize that Mercury, our perception, our antenna for the information around us, is going to be there too, together with the moon and the sun, and they will be within less than 5 degrees from Uranus on the other side in Gemini. It becomes quite of a powerful focus. Normally, new moon is about brainstorming. So if you want to pick one time of the month that is really, really good for brainstorming, that is it, the new moon. Our center, rational conscious center, represented by the sun, is in direct contact or close vicinity to our center of emotions, intuition, irrational thought, and irrational in a sense like intuitive, imaginative, spiritual, not like in a negative sense, irrational versus rational, but more about all those solutions that you can actually find not through a logical and very linear process, but immediately out of nowhere. That's what the moon represents frequently. And so when the two centers are close to each other, what happens during new moon, the picture I have in my head is that they're directly communicating. There's this potential for flow back and forth, so your subconscious can directly communicate with the conscious, and everything can be pulled out eventually into the consciousness plane, so you can see it, you can decide if you want it, and you can eventually take it and run with it and build things. It's not going to take only 1 month, obviously, so you don't really start every month something new, but it is a great place. It is a great time to brainstorm. It is also a good time to be cautious and careful. And the new moon happens May 16th, so during the day for most of the planet. Be extra careful not to watch the news, not to ruminate about things that you don't want, because the universe, remember, does not understand grammar. The universe works through emotions, sensations, through symbols. So you can say, I don't want that, but you know what? The universe will be hearing that, and you'll be getting it. So if you had to choose one, or ideally 3 days, so start with the day before the new moon and go with the day after new moon, so from 15 to 17. Be extra careful what you watch, what you let your perception, dwell on, because you're setting up an intent at least for the next month. And if the new moon is as powerful as all the astrologers are swearing there on the social media, maybe it will last even for long. So just for your own sake, take that opportunity and spend those 3 days thinking in positive ways what you want. The old world is being broken down. The new world hasn't emerged quite fully. This is a very unique time in the evolution of our planet, where we're presented with an opportunity to set the vision and set the direction. And so you can be a participant, or you could just miss that opportunity, and there will be others. So I guess it is always a matter of personal choice.